It's Exodus 1, aka Indigo Sky, aka Trick Ranking. Basically, we up in here tonight, man. This might be the last. I don't know. This story is like keep unfolding and things like that, bro. But we're gonna look at a little bit more of this Charlie Kirk stuff tonight. I might not do the whole couple hours on Charlie Kirk, but we're gonna start off with that. Y'all gotta go check out the sauce. Um, Basically, I want y'all to like, subscribe, share, hit notification wherever y'all tapping in from. Just get in the comment section. Let me know. My first question: what do y'all think about this whole Charlie Kirk thing? Like, get in the comment section. Whether you think he was a good person, bad person, indifferent. Like, how do you feel about him, his views, and things of that nature? Um, on my channel, we're not rejoicing because the man lost. We're not doing that. The man had a family. The man got young babies and a wife. He tried to do it the right way, and we not gonna do no capping over here because the minute it happened to one of us, we want to burn down the, you know what I'm saying, and do all this and do all that. So at the end of the day, bro, fair is fair, bro. We're not gonna rejoice on this man's unaliving and the horribleness of this whole thing, bro, is just it's horrible, man. I keep saying that, bro. It's like just to see it, bro. It was just as bad as watching George Floyd get a knee on his neck. To me, it was just as bad, just as bad. So yeah, we almost in. Gotta get that 2 minute mark. We're gonna hit that bomber clot, and then we about to get up on them that thing there, Bridget.
But it's
Let's check out what the sauce is talking about.
To the source, your source for celebrity news. As you know, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. President Trump made him a martyr. Some of the people on the radical right are swearing up and down that it had to be somebody on the radical left that did it, even though they don't know the full scope of the political views of the person that was up on that roof. And now, some political pundits that represent MAGA are calling for civil war.
So this hits.
So at this point, we do know that the dude that did it, last name Robinson, I don't know his first name, but the Robinson guy, he was born into a Republican family, Mormons, things of that nature like that. So we do know that he has Republican, basically blood in his veins. His dad was I think a police chief or something of that nature. So yeah, he comes from a Republican family. So we're gonna state that fact first. We got to state that part first. So let's listen to what they got to say though.
Differently, because Charlie was one of us, and Trump gets hit in the ear. Charlie gets hushed dead. They came after Kavanaugh with a rifle to his neighborhood. They went after Musk's cars. They just shot out 2 Jews outside the embassy. Think about it. Scalise got shot, barely survived. It's happening. We got transshooters. We got riots in LA. They are at war with us. Whether we want to accept it or not, they are at war with us.
So when they say they are, like, it just seems like it's too much of a divide, bro. We live in a democracy, bro. And that's another thing, bro. The way that Charlie talked or whatever, I listened to a lot of his little debates and things of that nature, bro. He has a right to have his opinion. I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. What's up? What's up, Jessica? Yeah, we talking about this Charlie Kirk whole just kerfuffle. Like it's just.
What are we going to do about it? How much political violence are we going to tolerate? And that's the question we're just going to have to ask ourselves. Now, Charlie would want us.
Whoever watching, y'all hit the like button, man.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
To put as much pressure on these people as possible. Dana nailed it. This is unacceptable. and has to stop. And it has to stop now. And everybody's accountable. And we're watching what they're saying on television and who's saying what. The politicians, the media, and all these rats out there. This can never happen again. It ends now. Greg's right again. This is a turning point, and we know which direction we're going.
Another conspiracy
And
theory.
you know what's crazy? The craziest thing is the organization that Charlie brought forth. The name of it was the Turning Point. And if we looking at this right now, man, it's actually a turning point in American politics. The way races looked at, all of that, bro. And this is crazy because it didn't have nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. It didn't have nothing. Well, his thoughts on certain things can equate to saying it had something, but it didn't have nothing to do with it. As far as the actual individual that woke up out his bed that morning, drove to wherever he was, and took his life. That don't like. Us black people didn't have nothing to do with that part. So that's where like I'm kind of like lost where and then another thing, I don't like how black people are rejoicing, bro. Like don't come on here.
But I'm starting to think that maybe this might be an orchestrated job because why not even like an hour after his death? Was Fox News host Jesse Waters on there talking about they're at war with us, they. If you want a civil war, just say that because that's what it's sounding like. It sounds like you just want.
And it almost sounds like that's what the higher ups kind of want. They want civil war, and it's crazy because if it was somebody from the Democratic Party, if it was a foreigner, maybe even somebody of my complexion, it could have went like that, but it didn't.
A war within this country, like there's already a lot going on. For him to be like, oh, they're at war with us, they this, they that, and we know what they is, okay? But yeah,
The actual governor said, I prayed to my God that they would not look like us. And when they said that, I was like, damn, what do you mean by that? That they didn't look like us. What do you mean by they didn't look like us? Because they're looking just like you. They're in your party. They're incels. They're homegrown, you know what? Homegrown.
want a civil war, just say that.
Many Republicans on social media and on Fox News are now declaring war.
In response to Charlie Kirk being trashed and telling, seeing a lot of MAGA and conservative and Trumper people on this app saying this means war. We're going to war. Enough is enough.
You guys don't fuck up. You guys don't fuck up. Those gun rights that you're trying to abolish, you might want to keep those motherfuckers around for a little bit. And let me tell you why. Number one, I saw those poll yesterday. You got a lot of mad motherfuckers. And I hate to say this, but just as much as there's crazy motherfuckers on the left, you got crazy motherfuckers on the right too. And I'm telling you, you motherfuckers keep pushing these initiatives, you're going to see a civil war. Not only are you going to see a civil war, you are going to see a civil war that is going to end in a lot of death.
I just woke up.
I don't want to see no civil war. I just want to go to work, get my little check, come home, smoke my little reefer, and drink my little liquor, and raise my kids in peace. And make my music and play the game, bro. This too much right here, bro.
White people and MAGAs are declaring war on people on the left now. Like, what does that mean? Like, am I gonna have to get, like...
Girl, I'm with you. Because I was over here sleeping and then I rolled over, looked up, and all of a sudden, these people talking about we're at civil war. I was like, who's a civil war? Certainly not me. And who called this war? Who declared this war? Because I am not taking part in this war. And then I rolled back over and went back to sleep. Because I don't have time for this. And nobody's gonna give me any time off from work to go to civil war. Now, despite our political differences,
I appreciate it, Cameron.
our condolences here at The Source go out to Charlie Kirk's wife and his kids and all his loved ones because in a place like a...
Rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. Pray for his family, his wife. He had two I'm talking about babies, bro. Babies, my nigga. Like, come on, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Two babies, man. Like, bro, I don't like, bro. I know people in my race right now that don't like Trump. I don't want nobody to go up to them and do something to them and take their lives, bro. Like, bro, they have a right. This is called a democracy. We have this is we. It's called a democracy because we have a choice. We have a right to think the way we think without being executed, and that's just it, bro. Like, that's all.
America that was founded on free speech. There really isn't a place for this. Even if you disagree fundamentally with someone's politics and their rhetoric, it doesn't.
One thing I will say, cause we ain't heard a lot. We heard a little something. We heard something from everybody. But I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. I'm glad Kanye ain't said a goddamn word yet. Cause him and Kanye was cool. He would, like, before he would come out to his debates and things, some of the things of that nature, he would play, especially the ones with him and Candace Owens, he would play the actual song Power. And I guess Kanye heard it and got to Kanye, and then Kanye ended up like they was chilling, they was cool and shit. So it's like, man,
give you the right to play God and end their life. Now, with that being said, it also doesn't give you the right to declare war on everybody, because as far as I know, there was only one man who woke up that morning with an agenda, climbed up a ladder onto the roof of that college, pulled out a semi, and pow pow Charlie.
Wow, this man was talking. Like I said, you might not like you might not like the way he feels about a certain subject, but that don't mean you should be able to do what happened to him. I don't give a damn how they think, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man was talking and got his life sniped away from him, bro. Like, you know how crazy that is, man?
And guess what? It wasn't me or the Democrats, plural. It was an individual. So that individual needs to be hunted down, arrested, convicted.
One person. Don't drag me into this shit. I ain't had nothing to do with this shit. Days, I think so. Man, bro, I'm almost at 1 million views now, so I don't even know no more, bro. I got probably like maybe a day or two, I'll be done hit 1 million views.
And then put in jail because one solo vigilante individual committed the crime, not the entire Democrat Party. And what we're not going to be doing is going to civil war over Charlie Kirk when we didn't declare war over Emmett Till, Medgar Evers, Malcolm.
But definitely, thank you for coming back and checking me out. I appreciate that, and that's one love. I'll always be here. Y'all will be found. Whenever y'all want to come and check me out, I'll be here for y'all. Y'all just be here for me, man. We can rock it like that. You dig?
X, Fred Hampton, Martin Luther King Jr., John F. Kennedy, or Robert Kennedy. And nobody was out here trying to declare.
Like, the way Charlie Kirk debated to me was like, he was like I can't say a black Charleston White, because Charleston White ignorant. I'll say he was like a white version of Kevin Samuels. I can't say that. I can definitely say that. And even in the way when Kevin Samuels passed away, they had they was rejoicing, and all this females rejoicing that he passed away and all that. So yeah, that's crazy, bro. That's why I say it don't matter who passed away, bro. I don't care if it was Kurt. I don't care if it was Kevin Samuels, Martin Luther King. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Whoever something happened to, bro, JFK, they shouldn't have did what they did to JFK, bro. I'm not rocking with that, bro. I'm not jacking with it.
Bro. War when somebody tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan, James Brady, Gabby Gifford, Steve Scalise, or Trump. Because in this country, when individuals commit crimes, those individuals are held accountable for the crimes they commit. And we don't turn around and try to blame approximately 125 million other people who didn't have anything to do with it for the crimes that one individual working on their own accord decided to commit. And we also don't go out and terrorize historically black colleges for a crime that we know darn well that a white man did, especially when that white man has nothing to do with those colleges.
It hasn't even been, 24 hours and they've already targeted 5 HBCUs? And since when did a single black person have anything to do with this?
I went to a HBCU. I went to Morris Brown, and I also went to Benedict in Columbia, South Carolina. But Morris Brown, HBCU, I attended up here in Atlanta, Georgia.
At all? In Utah? And everyone they've identified as a suspect or potential suspect is clearly, very obviously not black? Like, yet again, black Americans are the ones that face the most bullshit, having done nothing to warrant an ounce of it, ever. Like, again. The story, it's almost like someone has to be writing, like the same author has to be writing all of these books, because you're really trying to target black people because likely what it seems like is a white person did something.
Now,
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
like I said before, what happened to Charlie Kirk is horrible, horrific, but what it's also exposing is a rift in MAGA's matrix. And I'm gonna tell you why after you listen to this.
Charlie Kirk has been officially announced dead. And fuck the Democrat Party. Every politician and every CNN, every MSNBC host, and every TikTok creator who's called us Nazis and white supremacists for the last 10 years. Fuck you guys, because this is your fucking fault. Alright, it's like I'm so tired of being gaslit and told that the Republican Party is the party of extremists when they do shit like this. When they do shit like this.
Son.
Oh, it was probably a Republican. Oh, well, he was like pro 2A and
it was a Republican. See, that's what we saying. Like, you know, you called it yourself. Like I said, the governor was like, "Oh, I pray he don't look like us." Look just like it. Y'all look like twins out here, bro.
It's like, fuck you. I'm so angry. I'm so sad and heartbroken for his wife and his children and his family.
I mean, we all are that, dog. Like, we're not taking that part of the conversation out. We're saying leave that right there. We are hurt for his family. You know what I'm saying? We miss. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we will probably we ain't gonna never hear his voice again. He'll never be able to debate another person ever again. And it's crazy because it's like she wanna put it on the Democratic Party, bro. Like, how that shit work, bro? Like, how that work, bro? Like,
it doesn't just feel like
yeah, what's up?
I'm Charlie Kirk.
Oh, we talking about we going over some of this Charlie Kirk stuff, y'all. Like, rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. We going over that man shit like you did.
Damn,
like,
son.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man, when they hit that man, I was like, I didn't know what the fuck happened. I was looking like, what the fuck just happened, bro? Like,
you know, we've been so alienated and ostracized for the last 10 years. And this is what it culminates to.
Yeah, bro.
Political fucking violence. So all of the Democrats who are saying, you know, politicians who are giving well wishes to Charlie and saying,
they keep putting it on the Democrats, and a Republican did it, bro. Like, I mean, we're not pointing fingers, but before y'all even found out who this kid was, the man, 22 years old, went to college. I guess he might have been indoctrinated in college, allegedly. We don't know any of these things for facts. He might have went to college, got indoctrinated with some different type of shit, and they got in his head, and he put the battery in his own bag, because you got some people that put the battery in their own bag. They find out about something new and all this, and they go crazy about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
that this political violence is vile. They're the reason for it. This is what happens when you call people Nazis and white supremacists for 15 years straight. The Democrat Party.
Okay, so let me get
she said all that shit, and it wasn't even a Democrat. Come on. Hold on, bro. We gotta hit the boosting on that shit right there, bro.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
We gotta hit that stop the cap on that shit. Like
Stop the cap.
stop the cap. Nigga. No bullshit. Let go.
straight. You can't handle being called Nazis and white supremacists for 15 years. But you can't fathom how a black person living in America may have a little difficulty handling the fact that their ancestors were enslaved and then they were oppressed for like over 450 years. And then, from the year 1619 all the way up until 2025, some of y'all have continued to refer to us as niggas, criminals, and thugs. Yeah, okay, glitch in the matrix. Let's continue.
Shut up. This is the first time like I felt like true evil, like a true act of evil, and like this man did not deserve this, and I'm glad that he was a God-fearing man. You all know what I'm talking about?
Man, so yeah, God fearing, he went to heaven. But it's just the way this shit was put together, bro. This shit was crafted, my nigga. This shit was crafted. Like this shit down there was like a fucking, like an experiment or something. Like for real, bro. Like I hate to say it like that, bro. That's what this shit sound like, my nigga. But you can tell these folks, they love it, man. They love, bro.
I know a lot of people are like would love to see us like beat down, but it's okay. We're coming for you.
Interesting. You mean to tell me that this is the first time that you've ever felt an act of evil? I mean,
come on, bro. Come on, dog. Now, I like when they said that. It said, so this the first time you seen an act of evil? Cause like the way, bro, that man got dead like JFK. Bro.
Really felt an act of evil? So you didn't feel an act of evil when all of those kids at Sandy Hook Elementary School got sprayed up? You didn't feel an act of evil when George Floyd was kneeled on the ground? You didn't feel an act of evil when Tamir Rice got pat by the cops? You didn't feel an act of evil when and her husband Mark were murked along with their dog, or Gretchen Whitmer got kidnapped, or State Senator John Hoffman, a Democrat, and his wife Yvette were pow and wounded, or all of these people were murked by white supremacists or the cops?
Yeah. It was great, Sam. Cool.
Yeah. Let it go. The Kirk. Now we want civil war because family.
You guys, my husband. He's texting me.
But they want like I kind of see what they're saying a little bit though. It's like they wasn't crying like that when shit. I guess George Floyd. I guess that's what they're trying to connect. This.
Said 1 minute ago, Fox reported that Charlie Kirk died. He's a husband and a father. And he was killed because someone didn't like him. They didn't agree with his political beliefs. They didn't like the way that he spoke.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. Like being a black man, I feel like a lot of my kind have been getting unalived for a long time for the same type of things. The way we speak, somebody don't like us, this and that. It'll still be in our own communities, but people outside our communities do evil too to us, and vice versa. So I'm not capping for nobody. I'm just saying that I look at the same thing in my neighborhood. I see a young black man get killed, and I'm like, damn, like, bro, the man had killed like one of my homies, bro. Nigga, I used to get the reefer from, bro. Like, bro, that man got chopped down. He had a 6-month-old child in his hand. They robbed him for some Grinchy, bro, for some reefer. And he got shot and they were black. So yeah, I mean I feel bad for anybody that lose their life, bro. But let's keep it balanced, bro. Let's keep it like on a scale. Like shit, some shit happened to us, y'all feel bad, y'all wanna fight for us. Hey, some shit happened to y'all, we feel bad for y'all, we wanna fight for y'all. Let's make this shit come together, bro. Let's stop all this. Like you'll never go nowhere. You never know where you're going when there's a fork in the road. Damn, I gotta write that down. I just came up with that one. Oh, hold on, Bridget. Hold on. You never get stuck when it's a fork in the road. It's a you never know where you're going when it's a fork in the road. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. Damn.
You guys, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, he was a father. He was a husband. Nobody should be kicked for their political views. You think? Because somebody for their political views is just flat out wrong. How did that slip past us? It's almost as if we've never been on the receiving end of situations like this.
Fred Hampton had a family. Emmett Till had a family. George Stanley had a family. Trayvon Martin had a family. I can go on and on. But you see the difference between them and what happened to Charlie Kirk? He's a white Christian male living in America. Literally the golden boy for the entire world. They want you to feel bad for that. Now, don't get me wrong. Just as a human being, bro, seeing that video, like, I ain't gonna lie, it ruined my day. But I had to come back to terms like, damn, man, that was really nothing. So many of my ancestors got struck up on trees, burnt alive, body pulled off, eaten alive. Then kids had to go on without their fathers, you know, the spouses, like, man, hey.
Listen, this one hurts because all of this white on white crime has left Charlie Kirk's wife to be a single mother, and she's now added to the 6.6.
I look at it like this: a wrong do not specify wrong like better any other wrong. So even though we've been getting for a good little while, and it's like they feeling it now, it's like it's still wrong, bro, on both sides, man. Still wrong, bro.
5 other single mothers who were leading white households without a father being present due to no fault of their own, but instead due to systemic issues. But you know what? I digress. And now that I've said what I said, we all know that there's a great divide and there seems to be a glitch in the matrix. Let's see what some other celebrities like D.L. Hughley, Amanda Seales, Kai Cenat, Candace Owens, Stephen A. Smith, and others had to say about the passing of Charlie Kirk.
To eulogize means to speak well of, and I wonder what Charlie Kirk would say about Charlie Kirk, because his death stood in stark contrast to the way he lived and the things he believed and the things he espoused. He often talked about black criminality. He often talked about the high crime rates among black people. He spent his life saying that black people basically were inferior and they were superior. Apparently, he's never met a qualified black person that didn't earn it through merit. They were all set aside as DEI. He spent his life talking about empathy and how it was necessary. He spent his life talking about the necessity of people dying for the preservation of an amendment, a piece of paper. He spent his life categorizing people and percentagizing people and slanting things to present a certain aspect of things. He died forwarding the notion that his black people were responsible for that. His last words were gang violence. But he wasn't shot. It wasn't shot. We know it was because we know who wasn't. First off, Charlie Kirk was not assassinated. He was shot.
Say it was. So like that's the part that fucked me up though. They asked him about mass shooting, and then the last thing this man said was gang violence, and his life was, I'm talking his life like that, bro. I'm talking about like that, my nigga. I'm like, what the fuck just happened, bro? I couldn't believe, bro. I'm like, what the, I'm like, my man, I seen that shit happened so hard. I was like, ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no fucking way. But like the little young black dude said on that earlier, but that shit fucked up my day, bro. It fucked up my day, dog. Like, I didn't want to, like, it was just to see a man lose his life like that, bro. Like, everybody watching you. Everybody eyes on you, nigga. And like, bro, like, that ain't even like when how Kobe passed, bro. When Kobe passed, Kobe was like, you know, it was a crash or whatever. Bro, this man got killed in front of the whole fucking world, bro. Like, that shit's crazy, bro. Like, like, bro, they killed this man, like, bro, in front of the whole world. This shit is like, bro, this shit, bro, people don't really understand how it's a, I got somebody Mexican here. What's up? Hola. Yeah, but man, let's listen to it.
Those the congressmen in Minnesota, they were assassinated because they were their political views. Charlie Kirk was shot. And Charlie Kirk was doing the very thing he'd always done, criticizing and blaming and minimizing and saying these things are not true. These things, it was his last words were gang violence. But we know who it was because we know who it wasn't. 3 words let you know they weren't black. It was Utah and at large. Now, if Charlie Kirk, we're looking at a situation with Charlie Kirk, would he say he was the victim of crime or white on white violence? Because what Charlie Kirk always talked about was how many black people kill black people. But he never talked about how many white people kill white people.
Can't have empathy for someone like Charlie Kirk. First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe in empathy. He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up thing. He also said people gotta be sacrificed in order to protect guns.
She didn't put all of what he said in it though. Like, see, you gotta listen to all of what he said for the context, bro. The man said, I don't believe in empathy, I believe in sympathy.
If he was saying that while fighting for reparations, I may have a little bit of empathy. But this white on white violence, he died? Damn, B. Life comes at you fast. I can't have empathy for someone like Charlie Kirk because I cannot be in his shoes. I have no frame of reference for that.
You see how ignorant these people live, bro? If it was her fault.
Damn, son.
If it was her fault, bro, then she would be like, you know, on some different type of shit. Like, bro, ain't nobody going for this, bro. I don't care how the man felt, bro. It just, yeah, bro. I don't care how the man. I don't care how they felt about the man, bro. Like that wasn't right, bro.
I have no cognizance for that. There literally is nothing about his existence that I can relate to. So I don't have any empathy because I have no connectivity. I have more connectivity to someone who is a complete stranger that dies of a drug overdose than I do to someone like Charlie Kirk. Because life is hard. And I understand that. Because it takes very little for someone
to end up committing themselves to an existence of numbness. I understand that.
So basically, she's saying I ain't even gonna go there, but let's let it.
That man got murdered at 31 at a college event in the middle of a sentence, talking about black gangs. What a way to go. Ocean Hill. He was actually taken out by an old white man in one of the whitest.
So that was wrong. She talking too early. That was the shit that was out first. They was talking about those older that one old white man looked like he couldn't even pull his damn pants up. They damn near had to tow his old ass. They had another white man. He looked like he was decrepit. And then shit, they had this other white man, and he looked like he just didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Stop the cap. No voice.
But when they caught the one, the one that actually did it, they was like,
Got him! Got him!
shit crazy, dog.
Whitery, witty whites, states in existence. He didn't get murked in Watts now. They took him out of Utah. They said Lady Oleana. I want you to know it was us. Ain't no way it was a black man that took that man out. Not no Utah.
But I mean, everybody kind of knew, like, in the beginning, but it was like, ain't nobody, cause really, bro, a lot of black people didn't know who he was, like, mostly black college students or, people that's on that side of the spectrum as far as politics. And a lot of people like Candace Owens, but I like Candace Owens. I never knew nothing about the dude until this happened, so.
And right as that bullet hit him, that man was in the middle of talking shit about gangs. White on white crime. These thugs, y'all. These thugs.
That's about like the crazy ass takes, right? Or some shit. He be saying some crazy. He be saying some crazy shit, right?
I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. The Civil Rights Act was a mistake. More cops shouldn't be around your neighborhood.
Why do blacks have a broken family?
White person were to come up and say, black America really needs to get its act together and stop sleeping around all the time and needs to actually have enough. Why would you? Because it's true.
What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them?
Of course we pander to blacks. They're in every TV commercial and they're saying,
I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
if I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, I wonder, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because affirmative action?
Things got worse since the Civil Rights Act. More violent, less fathers around, poorer.
Big kiss in the ground with gratitude, because you're right. You are not in Africa, and you should be thankful you're not in Africa. Certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration.
Now listen, we hear all he's saying, everything he's saying, bro, like, we hear everything he's saying, but guess what? If that's the way he feel, that's the way he feel. Like, I mean,
damn, son.
It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's the way the boy sound. I mean, that's what he got going on. But I would have loved to see somebody like him and Dr. Umar. Even though we ain't got no school, bro, I would have loved to see them debate against each other. That would have been a great debate, bro. Him and Umar Johnson.
It's now become a racial complaining day. BLM, and remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder. America is poorer today than before we tried to start to help. Black women married the government and divorced the men that they were once with. Half of all prisoners are black.
Exactly.
So blacks commit more.
Now that right there, I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's some shit Kevin Samuels might have said about the black women marrying the government and getting the man out of the house. Now that one right there, I don't know. I might have to go with that one right there, bro. As soon as all that assistance and all this other shit started coming, it was just like, what? The man can't be in the house because the government taking care of the woman. That's crazy. I'll be back 2 seconds, bro. I gotta get a little bit of ice. Y'all chill out. We're gonna listen to what he got to say.
Crime. They commit more murders, they commit more arsons, they commit more kidnappings. It's not a profiling when it comes to that. Blacks are far more likely to commit crimes than any other group. See a black pilot, you wonder, boy, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? When blacks in America did not have the same rights they have today, they were less murderous. Death toll likely would not have been as high if it wasn't for DEI. Black culture has collapsed the last 60 years. Systemic racism is a bunch of rubbish. Instead, it's systemic bad choices.
Do you feel that systemic racism isn't real?
Of course not.
The George Floyd protests,
riots. We have a supply and demand issue with racism in our country. We have an incredibly low supply of racism and an incredible demand to try to fulfill it. So we've created racism where it doesn't exist. Is it about contemplating the good, the true, and the beautiful, or is it about being a gangbanger and trying to get as much money and sleep with as many girls? Time for us to stop listening to rap music and this degenerate hip hop stuff.
Can you clarify your definition of critical race theory?
Call everything racist till you control it. And we decided to basically usher in the Civil Rights Act as a new anti-racist dogma creed, and I find something fundamentally wrong with that.
You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single death. That is nonsense. It's dribble. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
When I say that I'm a conscientious observer,
Cost of when you have an armed citizenry and you
a new anti-racist dog.
Okay, so check this out, y'all. Listen to this right here. The very thing he was talking about, the amendment to carry a weapon. That's basically what got him taken out. And then the craziest thing is the dude that supposedly had taken him out. His dad was a sheriff. Like nigga, like, bruh, the dude that killed Charlie Kirk dad was a sheriff.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I mean,
creed, and I find something fundamentally wrong with
these guns, though.
You will never live in a society when you have an armed citizenry and you won't have a single death. That is nonsense. It's dribble. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year.
So he said it's a cost of some gun deaths every year. You got unalived by a gun, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like, the more I listen to the man talk and to some of the points that he's making and stuff like that, it look like I really do live in an alternate universe right now. Like, this shit can't be real, bro. Like, is this shit really real, my nigga? Like,
that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
So listen, if I can't believe that this man lost his life like this, boom, he lost his life like this, how the fuck you think his mama, his daddy, his wife, his daughters feel like, I mean, well, I think he got, I don't know if he got a son and daughter, but I think he got like 2 kids. But I know he got 2 young kids, and they're like younger than 5 years old, bro. Like, bro, that shit is, that ain't cool, bro. If it's fucked up to me, I can only imagine how his wife feel right now and his kid. Y'all call what y'all want to call him, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see hurt. I don't want to see nobody hurt, bro. I want to see love, peace, happiness. Let's get together. Let's make this shit work, bro. Like, that's all I want.
That is a prudent deal. It is rational. Nobody talks like this. They live in a complete alternate universe.
When I say that I'm a conscientious observer, that I'm an American citizen, that I'm just somebody who cares, I'm somebody who believes in and tries to promote the importance of having a core decency attached to every one of us as human beings. I mean it. I mean it. Props to the New York Yankees organization last night for having a moment of silence. If you're a left winger instead of a right winger, you might not have liked that. You're missing the point. This man was killed from 200 yards away in front of his wife and children. And thousands of onlookers who had come to see him, Mr. Charlie Kirk, who had been going from campus to campus, simply debating his ideas against those who might differ from him. That's all. And his life was taken. He's gone at 31. Just because he expressed thoughts that differed from somebody else, apparently. And some might blame it because, oh my God, he's friends with the president. And they may not be a Donald Trump supporter. I'm saying bump all that. He's a human being living in the United States of America.
Facts.
This is America.
Facts.
We're not supposed to condone stuff like this.
Facts.
We're not supposed to say it's okay. Damn who you are. Black, white, anything in between. You're a human being. That's your fellow man and fellow woman out there. That's your fellow brother and fellow sister out there. You got no business thinking like that. And you damn sure have no business doing something as heinous as that
The hypocrisy of eulogizing and idolizing Charlie Kirk as a political martyr and political hero is staggering. The depth of gaslighting, untruths, the shameful opportunistic politicization of his assassination is a clear attempt.
I think a lot of this is coming from how it happened, bro. A lot of this is coming from, like, bro, the way the shit just hit, bro. The shit hit different, bro. Like, bro, we ain't never seen no shit like that. Like, last time we seen that was JFK, my nigga. We ain't seen no shit like that, bro. One shot, one kill, come on, bro. Like, we ain't seen no shit like that, bro. That's a Manchurian candidate type shit, bro. Like, that's like the Manchurian candidate, my nigga. Like, yeah, that shit different, bro. That shit hit different.
To rewrite his history now. Now, we know exactly who Charlie Kirk was, and there's no way on God's earth we're going to let you tell us what he was not. Charlie Kirk's legacy is a legacy of hate. He was a racist, white nationalist, white supremacist.
And we understand that. But he still got a family too. Sometimes you gotta show love to get love. For real. Sometimes it ain't all about hate or doing something to somebody else. Sometimes you gotta show love to get love, bro. Like, I don't know if y'all know, they got this challenge right now. I think it's Hocus for Fifth. and he up there in New York, and he got the drop your flag challenge. Like basically, bro, they trying to get these kids out of these gangs and trying to get them into programs, doing things more positive, staying out of the street, being productive citizens, and living a better life for the future, bro. We ain't gonna keep doing the shit that the West Coast was doing. That's what they're saying. So, hey, I hope it work out for them.
This is anti-Muslim, Islamophobic, transphobic, Zionist bigots. And
it's a good look for New York, I say that.
Whatever my view of him is, doesn't change the fact that I find his assassination absolutely wrong. You know, multiple truths can coexist. First off, these hypocrites, his supporters, are manufacturing a crisis of war and using him as their symbol to go fight. Fight what exactly? Let me just say with my full chest that I am glad that sort of black or immigrant that Charlie Kirk, because you know it is a white person that killed him. You know that, right? If it had been a black or immigrant, that information would have been out a long time ago, and this whole apparatus of hate would have been targeted against the people who Charlie Kirk has spent his entire existence targeting. Let not the irony be lost to you that the same Charlie Kirk that pathologized black people as criminals and went on and on about black or black crime is now the face and symbol of white or white crime, which we all know is far worse than black or black crime. This same hypocrites tell us there is no place for political violence. I agree. But Charlie Kirk was politically violent.
She got a heavy accent.
His language was politically violent. He supported violence and opposed control. The same person who said it is right for there to be a cost of deaths every year so that we can have the right to arms has now become the cost of violence he wanted other people to pay the price for.
But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never
like what she said about the pleasure in that. Let me see what she said.
You know, he was like, we were really close. And he was my best friend and my brother. And I will never unsee the footage of what I saw, the violence of it. I pray for the people who took any pleasure in that. I would never miss a single person in the world.
She said she prayed for the people that took any pleasure in that. Damn. That's crazy, bro. Like,
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's crazy.
That I wish that on. And least of all, someone with a heart like Charlie's. He loved his wife, he loved his country, and he didn't deserve that ending. You know, he's really young. But I know that we will carry the torch. I will never allow the memory of Charlie to be forgotten, obviously, because there's no Candace without Charlie. You know, we came up in politics together, and so I don't know what else to say, guys, other than I'm in a lot of pain right now. And I love you, Charlie, and you know, I'll see you when I'll see you. I love you very much. Thank you, guys.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson is the assassin of Charlie Kirk. He has officially been arrested and is in custody. His father, pictured right here.
His name is Tyler Robinson. Okay, so they got a picture of his dad right here. His dad was the one that was, I think, like the police and shit. Yeah, he was.
Is the one who turned him in. Tyler was.
He turned his son in and got the $100,000. Let's not forget that part. He say, okay, you gonna do some dumb shit? I'm gonna have some money for it. Cause we ain't fighting this. Right, ain't no way in the fuck he gonna go in court and try to help his son. But they finna fry this little young dude, bro. You 22, you fried, bro. They gonna fry you, bro. That shit right there, bro. That shit damn near the country up just now.
Allegedly full of hate and confessed to his father, who was a veteran law enforcement officer, Charlie Kirk. Father went and turned them into authorities. Law enforcement also received plenty of Discord chats from Tyler between him and his roommate. The roommate then showed all of the messages to law enforcement. You can see messages of Tyler arranging where he would hide the rifle and the towel near his nest. Know that he engraved things on the bullet casings, such as, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO," and "Hey fascist, catch." Here is his mugshot. I believe he is wearing that anti-suit gown. Allegedly, Tyler had become extremely political over the last few years, and he was full of hatred and rage. Then Tyler went to his father and told him he was the assassin of Charlie Kirk, which then his father then alerted him, and thus we all
You can see, people are all over the place when it comes to the passing of Charlie Kirk. So, what I'm going to do is end this show with the words of one social media user who wrote this. So, per the FBI report this morning, a clearly disturbed individual appears to be the person responsible for the murking of an American citizen. I hope that one of the lessons learned is for those who have spent the past few hours blaming political parties and calling for war against whole groups of people to have a wake-up call in the honor of the individual that they're mourning for. It's both unwise and irresponsible to make calls for war against or to scapegoat groups of people. History has shown this time and time again. Check yourselves. Listen, let me know what you think about the passing of Charlie Kirk, and also, people...
Y'all get in the comment section, man. God damn. Oh my God. This nigga Charleston White, bro. Jesus. He's staying some shit. Ain't number 16, man. We gonna go to Poetic Flacco, man. This is... Come on, man. Let's see what this fool got talking about. Y'all shout out Poetic Flacco, man. Y'all go watch it.
Cheesy, airy, delicious.
Fair use, goddamn.
The culture war has taken on legs of its own ever since Charlie Kirk's death. Charlie Kirk's death has added an unseen amount of feel to the culture war. Things have really hit the fan. I've seen Steven Crowder say something like, "They gotta bleed how we bleed." These folks is really beefing like Crips and Bloods, bruh. This is like 2012 Iraq. They really enemies, bruh. And the thing is, it's various cultures are clashing. And because it's various culture and it consists of like probably every culture on the internet, it's now the ultimate mainstream topic. The culture war
son.
Is now, if you get famous or you put yourself at the forefront of the culture war, you now have visibility you never thought was possible. And because of that, we're seeing a lot of bad faith actors who are not really interested in calming down attention. They're interested in making sure how they can profit from it. You see, what we're witnessing is there are the same characters exist in different forms throughout various cultures, right? Race baiters. See, Charleston White, now I like Charleston White, okay? But, Charleston White knows he's a race baiter. But Charleston White realized, man, I made millions of dollars and I became famous on a reasonable scale by dissing dead rappers and dissing rappers that the black community love who passed away. Now there's a new arena where it's uber mainstream and all I gotta do is raise bait the Charlie Kirk supporters, raise bait the conservatives, and that will propel me to new heights and fame that I never knew was possible. Oh, it's over with. So now Charleston White...
I don't want that kind of fame. Yeah, I don't want that kind of fame. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm not no race baiter. I don't do none of that type shit. Like, I would never, to the people that subscribe to me and things like that, I would never put myself in a position like that. Like, I'm here for love. I'm here for togetherness. Let's all make it work together. Like, we all can pinpoint this thing and make all this shit work together, bro. We just have to find a common ground and work from there and just keep going on out from that common ground, bro. Like, we all gotta find a common ground where we're gonna sit down and talk, bro. Cause everybody feel like they right, bro. And everybody can't be right, bro.
Taking on social media, trying to get in on a piece of the Charlie Kirk discussion.
What's your opinions of Kirk's death?
I don't give a fuck about Kirk's death. The nigga don't give a fuck about no white man die. I don't give a fuck about no white boy die.
Damn,
I
son.
feel about a white boy being killed by another white boy. I don't give a fuck about no white boy dying. About no fellow who get shot. Hey, I don't give a fuck about no white boy getting killed. Fuck his kids. They don't fuck about that white boy kid. They probably autistic anyway. They don't fuck about that white boy kid. They don't fuck them kids.
And that ain't cool. That ain't cool at all. You know what I'm saying? I know Charleston White. I don't know him, but I done met Charleston White before. He done held my phone and been a cameraman for me before. And this is honest to God truth, but yeah, man, I don't respect this, bro. I do not respect this, bro. Like this ain't how niggas supposed. But he said some crazy shit about George Floyd too. So at the end of the day, like I can't even. It's just sad, bro. You like they got that song "Do Anything for Clout." This what this man doing, bro. He's doing anything for clout right now. And when you in a position where basically you'll do anything for clout, you got to do it all the time. So whatever is hot, popping, you got to be talking about it, disrespecting it, all that. That's not cool, bro. Like, bro, this man really is a crash dummy. Cause you talking about this man now, that shit different now, bro. You ain't talking about King Von, them folk and all that. You ain't talking about them now. You talking about some folk that might do something to you. So you might need to be careful, bruh. Charleston White. A word from my channel. Please be careful, bruh. I'm just saying, bro. Putting it out there.
Fuck Charlie Kirk, baby. All the folks that died, man, fuck that white boy. Any white baby. Slick will fuck about no white boy. The white on white crime. I don't give a fuck about white on white crime. White people don't care about black on black crime. Fuck that white boy. It is deal.
The most interesting takeaway from this is watching other communities' reaction to Charleston White. We're desensitized. If you're in a hip-hop community, if you're in black culture, and you've been aware of who Charleston White is for years, you're desensitized, bro. All right, Charleston White then said F every dead rapper we know and F they kids as well, man. Charleston White has done this. So we heard it so many times that when he said it about Charlie Kirk, we probably ain't even blinked an eye. But it's been interesting seeing other communities react to Charleston White because they're treating Charleston White as if he's like a pro-black advocate, and they're like, oh, this pro-black advocate said this about Charlie Kirk. And it's becoming a bigger deal because they believe that Charleston White is like a liberal and like a pro-black advocate.
So they think, this nigga Charleston White need to sit down somewhere, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Bro, you like, from what he just said, he's saying that the white people looking at this one little video with his skinny, one-eyed weasel looking at, and this man, man, come on, bro.
Not understanding or knowing who Charleston White is or what his politics are is really helping Charleston White manipulate their emotions some more for his own self-benefit and self-gain. They don't understand, like they're getting even more pissed because they believe that Charleston White is this super pro-black, like Farrakhan minister dude, not knowing that Charleston White is closer to their identity politics than he is to who they're beefing with. Charleston White dressed up in a Confederate outfit, screaming the hard ER at the top of his lungs in an interview before. Charleston White was just at an HBCU talking about how much he dislikes people who look like him.
The white my people, I'm just down about my people. So, they wasting my time right here. They wasting my when you about my people. Y'all don't even care about y'all people. Go talk to your grandmama then. They wasting my time. racism. I don't believe in racism.
Get that card to Mr. White, big
I
dog.
don't believe in men and men. I don't believe in
God bless y'all, man.
Man, I don't give a damn about the ACU. I went to a white school. I went to a white school.
That nigga said I went to a white school.
Why are you there? Because they dropped you here by mistake.
That nigga said they dropped me here.
I didn't know I was coming. I didn't know I was coming to this.
That's the Charleston White that black people know. So they're greatly mistaken to think that going at Charleston White means they're going at like a pro-black, Pan-African, like BLM minister, bro. That's not the case.
That's why I said earlier in this video, I would love for the best interview Charlie Kirk had was with Umar Johnson. Like that would have been a good that would have been a great. Let me see. Hold on.
Okay, so no, Charleston White is more so on their side. But because they don't understand it, it's allowing Charleston White to manipulate them further. Because Charleston White realizes that for him to successfully raise bait or to continue to do numbers while talking about Charlie Kirk, he kind of has to present himself in alliance with liberals or Democratic ideology. He has to kind of align himself with BLM in order for them to be mad enough to where they feel like they got to respond back to him and make videos about him. So Charleston White went full-on Pan-African, full-on pro-blackness in his response to the backlash to the first video where he's in the car saying F Charlie Kirk's kids.
You worked hard to cross that finish line. Now it's time to celebrate those memories. At Michael's, we help you
I don't know what's going on.
You don't say, and I said to them, when I'm trolling about their dead babies and dead mammies, you don't say, so what do you mean? Well, I'm a comedian. I get the f with anybody. Satire comedy is what we call it. How you gonna take that away from us? So Charlie's no exemption, don't you?
So now I could joke on anybody. They probably got on his ass. That's probably why he put the video out.
Joke about fentanyl Floyd? He's no different than a fentanyl Floyd. Floyd was the Black Lives Matter movement. Kirk is the white green conservative movement. We get to joke about one another. Remember? Liberal, conservative, black. Come on, immigrant. So why is it and you want to get in this is not America that beat British. I'm telling you. These are not the Americans that beat the Redcoats. These are not the Americans that could have stopped 9/11. Your feelings are in time. These are the Americans crying because you didn't get picked on in playground because someone said something about you. Who gives a fuck about the dead? Charlie can't hear shit I'm saying. Charlie's dead. Even your fucking Bible says let the dead. Why are you guys worshiping and honoring the dead? Even your fucking Bible says it.
This might sound dumb, and a lot of y'all is probably gonna call me out for it, but I genuinely can't tell if Charleston White is faking the accent because he's mocking them, or if Charleston White is faking the accent to ingratiate himself and make them feel like he's one of them, and he's just giving a critique or being a comedian. I honestly can't tell, because it could be him mocking them like, oh, now y'all upset after all y'all said about white people, now y'all upset, right? Or it could be he's speaking Southern, he's trying to make them feel like, oh, he's been here all along, he's one of them, and he's just joking. Now, what I will say, man, is I don't feel like Charleston White can hide behind the veil of I'm a comedian this time around, or ever when it comes to what he says about people.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hear to clear the truth. Charleston White ain't no goddamn speaker for no black community or nothing like that. Like that man. Man, y'all don't come over here trying to hurt me on some bullshit. That's all I'm saying.
Now, a joke usually has a punchline, right? You set it up for the punchline. If you don't set it up, and your punchline is F your kids, F you dead, this is a dead person kids to me is not a joke. It's not something you joke about. It's not something.
And this ain't nothing, bruh. Poetic. He on this one. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't agree with everything Poetic say. He got a lot of good content, but and everything is it's some things that you're not gonna agree with. But at the end of the day, this one right here, yeah, this on point.
That I believe can ever be funny from my perspective. Now, I don't got no problems with Charleston White. I just feel like dissing a dead man kids is not a joke and it can't be considered funny. Now, but it's working for Charleston White. This tweet of this video on like the Charleston White Minister account got 6 million views. I seen it on another account with 4 million views.
6 million.
This is working for Charleston White, but it's gonna work against black folks.
So 6 million views, Charleston White. I don't know what thing he said it was on, but he was talking about Charlie Kirk and it's gonna work against us.
Because Charleston White isn't coming as, again, the Confederate, anti-black, far-right, conservative Charleston White that we know him to be. Charleston White is presenting himself as a pro-black minister. He's presenting himself as somebody who is pro-black and he's anti-racism. But we just heard on that video, Charleston White said, I don't believe in racism. But they don't know that Charleston White. They know that Charleston White who's presenting himself as a representative for Black America. And they're gonna take it out on us. It's gonna end badly. This ain't our fight, to be honest, bro. We ain't killed Charlie Kirk. White boy killed Charlie Kirk. Black folks, this ain't our fight. It has nothing to do with us. But if we're gonna take down the path of trying to antagonize, trying to instigate, trying to put ourselves in the middle by mocking this man's death, by dissing this man's kids, this to me was a very easy PR for black folks. Once the killer was announced, we said, hey man, we are praying for the family of Charlie Kirk. We hope he gets justice, and we stay quiet and we don't even give an opinion on the situation. Let them figure it out. But for some reason, man, we chose to put ourselves in the heat of the battle. While at the same time, we're hearing powerful voices like Stephen Crowder say, they gotta bleed how we bleed. Why are we including ourselves voluntarily in the we? We don't got to bleed.
With the YouTube Music app, you can blend up to 30 artists into one big custom radio station, which means
not to bleed.
Hey God!
That's what I'm here to say. What kids say, can I bleed them yet? Can I bleed them yet?
Charlie Kirk!
Come on, they right with you.
One kill Martin. He was killed Martin all time.
So did y'all see that you governor or whatever said they were just hoping it would be somebody else? You know why? Because they want to hate. They really want to hate. They really want to hate. They was hoping to just be a black guy or an immigrant. They was just hoping it would be someone else. But you know what? God used your own kind. God used, and they're gonna try to make it seem like this kid was brainwashed. And no. I keep telling white people, even your children are rejecting your rhetoric. Even your children because they like rap music, they like this, they like Mexican. Even white children are rejecting that bullshit that you guys are trying to spew. So there's no way. You guys, they cannot twist this. No, you guys, he was killed by a young white conservative kid.
The statement he's talking about was actually made, I think, yesterday. He was not wrong for how he interpreted. I just didn't interpret it exactly how he interpreted. My litmus test is, if the race of the person, do I still see the microaggression? If a black man in New York City would said, man, listen, I was hoping and praying, man, that the person who killed this New York icon was from another state or another country. It's a shame when I found out it was one of us. I would interpret it as somebody who's a New York City representative. They probably like, man, New York is better than this, man. New Yorkers, we are a family. We don't kill our own. This is unfortunate. But because there's a white man in Utah who's conservative in this climate, we got to scan with a microscope for microaggressions. And that's not the fault of the person who's listening, right? Because they've probably had to deal with a lot of microaggressions in their lives, right? So they're the victims of microaggressions. So hence they see it probably in everything. But if we would have switched it over to somebody in New York who was black, you wouldn't see the same microaggressions. You probably wouldn't even think twice about that statement. But because he's a white man in Utah, we have to. And that tells a lot about the climate we're currently in.
You know, this bad stuff happens. For 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, there wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here.
Aiden Ross actually messaged Charleston White when he heard Charleston White talk about Charlie Kirk, which really goes to show that when it comes to other communities, they really stay on code, bro. I think that some black folks, we're the only ones who don't stay on code, bro. Yo, Aiden Ross is like the biggest internet troll.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Okay, y'all look, I hope y'all can get me in the Karma Cafe. Like, subscribe, share, definitely hit notification. Peace. So,